Test one, test one, test one. Test one, test two, test two. Test one, test two, test two.
Dang.
No limey jokes.
Batman. Bruce, where are you? Are you at the station?
Virginia to talk about the economy today as the debt limit and spending debate led by House Republicans heated up. The better than expected economic growth at the end of last year, 2.9%, so slower than the third quarter, raising hopes on Wall Street that pull its rate hike. Right now the Dow's up 37 points. At least the rating. Fox News.
Good Thursday morning to you. It is time once again for another edition of Chamber Talk on Regional Radio KJEL. I'm Patty Burns, broadcasting live from the offices of the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce, right at the corner of 2nd and Adams in Lebanon. Chamber Talk is brought to you by the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce and Local Makes Sense, and by Regional Radio KJEL. Well, Daryl Pollock is here with us.
Hey, Patty.
Daryl's in the house.
Hey, he is here. This is me live.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing good. I understand you are exiting stage left.
Stage right. Yeah. Stage left. Is that? Yeah. It's show business. Yes. It's stage left.
Stage left.
Yep. There's not much left here. I've got the wall between.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to retire from Chamber of Commerce duties, and 12 years this month.
Wow.
It's been a
That's
long time to be working for. I've enjoyed the Chamber of Commerce. Of course, I have a small business background, and it's always good to help other businesses be successful, do what you can to improve community, and so all of those things are great memories that I've had doing this, and 12 years in it, and we wouldn't be anywhere that we've been in these last 12 years, and at times we've had membership over 400, and that's a lot of business participation with the Chamber of Commerce. And at different times, we've been recognized as one of the largest Chamber of Commerces outside of Springfield, Missouri, and Southwest Missouri for the number of people that have participated joining the Chamber of Commerce. So it's been a big thing. I give all the credit to Chamber staff, and you are nowhere without
the one staff
going somewhere. The people that would direct and help and guide and implement the things that we do, and it's Chamber staff. Dakota will be serving here 4 years in Aprul. So
man,
time flies when you're having fun, and but we've just looked at it and thought the timing was probably the right time to begin to, and we were talking before the show here, is that I'm looking at all the help wanted jobs that are available coming up after this, and I'll be trying to figure out the next step. So there's no plans. There's just, hey, the timing was, and it's not something to just come up with quickly because because you care. And so whenever you put all that together, and it's like the timing seemed very, very good. And so February 24th will be my last official day as a Chamber of Commerce Executive Director.
Now, what if a person is interested in being the director of the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce?
No, I'm just saying I would not do that at all. I can tell you this.
What do they do?
So our board of directors, we are 501c6, so we are a standalone organization. A lot of people don't know really what, and I can understand that because you're not really sure what that is. But it's a business organization, and believe it or not, this year, 75 years that the Chamber of Commerce has been organized and started in Lebanon. And so 75 years in 2023, it's been a long history and a lot of guidance and work. And but they're 501c6. It's organized and runs under a board of directors. That board of directors will be meeting. I think actually they're meeting this afternoon, and they're going to be putting this thought process together about how they'll go out for search. And so if you're interested in that, be waiting and looking at what that search will be, so when they start taking resumes for the position.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you're still stuck with me for a few
I
more
am.
weeks,
Look at
so
that.
That's a
You're
good
no,
thing.
wait a minute. You're still
Yeah.
stuck with me.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well.
So anyway, yeah, it's
right.
all good, and we're excited. We're excited. The Chambers, they're a position they can keep pushing forward, and there's always room for there's always room for other ideas and growth and all those kind of things. But one thing we do all know is that this is a great community. We have a great county, great city, and there's a lot of opportunity. So it will continue on. The Chamber will continue to move through all of this and get to the next level of where we're going. So I have no doubt about that. Hey,
Absolutely.
guess what? Talking about great community,
Yeah.
there is a big weekend coming to Lebanon at the Cowan Civic Center and around the entire school district of Lebanon, R3, on February 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We are excited that the Missouri Nationals Wrestling Tournament will be here February 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 1,900 wrestlers will be wrestling at that tournament. Then you can factor in, maybe mom or dad or aunt and uncle or grandma and grandpa be coming along with them to watch and help cheer on. So different days, they check in on the 3rd, they do wrestling on the 4th, and all that tournament ends up on the 5th. You can see what that impact that's going to have upon the community. We know people, obviously, they want to eat. They want to maybe have time to get away, maybe go back to wherever the rooms are. Some of them don't have rooms in the Lebanon area because we're limited on motel space. So they got, rather than drive back to wherever they're going to be spending time in the community. They'll be walking around, looking, shopping, dining, experiencing what we have in Lebanon. Hopefully the weather's fantastic so they can just go out and bustle and have a great time. So going right along with that is a 60-team volleyball tournament happening in the community that same weekend, that Saturday and Sunday. So,
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
what is there on a volleyball team? 6, and then you may have 8. It's just a lot of players and a lot of coaching and, again, parents and all that travel with that. It's going to be crazy.
It is.
So, yeah.
And the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce is going to be there. You guys still are looking for local businesses?
Absolutely. We would like,
coupons
if you have coupons or brochures or flyers or business cards, it's not all about where they can go and find a place to eat. It's also exposure to things that you may provide that they may, in the areas close by, may thinking, wow, maybe it's not today, but it may be down the road that they may be thinking about, that's a great service. This is a great opportunity. This is a great, and they'll look at those things. So we're going to have a hospitality set up at the Cowan Civic Center, and we'll put all of those informations. We're going to have our maps on the table. We're going to have our welcome guides to Lebanon, Laclede County, and then we're asking if you have some of that information, bring it to the Chamber of Commerce. We're going to, by Thursday, because Friday we're going to go over there on February 3rd and set that up and have it ready, and then folks can come in and take what they would like to have and just look through the things that are available and they could possibly use while they're here and things that they could use later. So if you've got whatever those might be, coupons, brochures, flyers, business cards, whatever that might be, and you would like to participate in that, there's a lot of people that will be looking at those things. So get those to the chamber and we'll take care of that.
That's an awesome.
Dakotah's on next. I'm
Dakotah's
going to
on
pass the
next?
mic because you know
Okay.
what?
Dakota's got stuff
Not
to
everybody
talk
has
about.
Dakota, and we have a great staff person, Dakota. You have been visiting with her how many times now? And she's
Oh, yeah.
you
A
have hardly
bunch.
missed me on this mic, have you?
Well, no.
All right, don't answer that question.
Fine.
You said it, I didn't.
No comment.
Yeah,
No comment.
yeah.
What's up, Patty? What do you want to talk about?
Oh,
We got lots of
goodness,
stuff.
We got lots of stuff to talk about. Let's first of all, let's talk about this Lebanon Community Blood Drive.
Yep.
That's coming up on February 8th.
February 8th at the Laclede County Library Meeting Room. That's 915 South Jefferson Avenue here in Lebanon from 12:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can make an appointment by calling 417-227-5006, or you can go to cbco.org to make an appointment. But you can walk in too. Appointments are encouraged, but you can walk in too. You get a cool little half zip. It's got the logo on it. Daryl was joking. It's a blood splatter. Their logo is a blood drop, but it's not red from the picture. I think it's black. Anyway.
Yeah. It's some color.
But if you are interested in giving blood, or maybe you just, maybe you are a full-time blood giver. Can you be a full-time blood giver?
Well, you wouldn't do it like 40 hours a week.
No,
but-
probably not. How many times can you give blood a week? That's a...
I'm not sure. I think it's like every so many weeks you can give
I'll
blood.
Google that and
Yeah,
get back to you on
Google
that one.
it.
Yeah, but anyway, if you want to do that, it's from 12:30 to
Daryl's
6.
gonna Google it.
12:30 p.m. to
Yeah.
6 p.m. on February 8th here at the Laclede County Library Meeting Room.
Absolutely a great cause. It's amazing the different things that they do need blood supplies for at our area hospitals and trauma centers, and even at our cancer centers. Cancer patients many times need blood transfusions.
Yeah.
And then we've also got the sickle cell kids
Mhm.
and adults that need blood transfusions as well. So, every unit of blood that they get is very much put to use at our area hospitals. So that is coming up on February 8th at the Lebanon Laclede County Library in the meeting room.
Mhm.
And they are encouraging you to schedule your appointment ahead of time. That way you can,
Yeah.
get scheduled for the time that works best for you.
And you need to bring your photo ID with you
okay.
whenever you do this. And they said to eat well and drink plenty of fluids prior to the blood drive. You don't want to be passing out in the middle of this, causing a whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think we had this talk before about me actually pumping the thingy too fast and made myself pass out.
Patty?
Don't do
Red
that.
Cross says at least 8 weeks in between giving
8 weeks in
whole
between.
blood
Whole
and
blood.
16 weeks between power red donations. So
Power
Okay.
red versus whole blood. 8 weeks. You
Okay.
can't do it more than once a week. We figured that out.
No, you can't do it more than once a week.
Question answered. You never know.
You'll be
Alrighty.
a recipient if you're not careful.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
You'll need it back. They'll give it to you.
So,
back to you.
coming up in downtown Lebanon, a fabulously wonderful event is coming up. It's a chocolate walk.
Yeah, February 11th.
Yeah.
You can go on their Facebook page, Downtown Lebanon. This is where I pulled it from. And kind of see they're asking businesses to type in the comments of what you can expect at each business. But most businesses will give away some sort of chocolate, and they'll also have a lot of like specials going on, deals, sales, you name it.
Oh, yeah.
So
All
that's
about
February
Valentine's
11th.
Day.
All about Valentine's
Yeah.
Day.
It's on February 11th.
Hmm.
And I understand there's some that are doing like chocolate covered strawberries. And there's some that are hopefully doing a chocolate fountain. I still like my idea of the squirt gun with the chocolate in it.
That's a great idea.
Then
It's really
as people
cold out
walk
there.
by, you could squirt chocolate at them and
It's a great
in the
idea.
mouth. And yeah.
Iced chocolate.
Doesn't seem mess. It doesn't really seem like it'd be a mess at all either.
No,
No,
not at all.
pretty clean.
Not at all. Just, yeah. You don't need a hair net for that.
Needs- Yeah, just no hairnet, no bib. You'll be
No,
fine.
You don't need it. No, you don't need none of that. Okay.
Off the rails.
so-
Off the rails.
Off the rails again. Imagine that. The Hughes Senior Center is looking for volunteers.
Yeah, they sent this to me, and this is Aging Best that runs this, the company that helps. But if you are interested in volunteering, the Hughes Senior Center here in Lebanon is needing some volunteers to deliver meals, help fundraise, maybe help with their fundraiser activities, and then to help with activities director.
Mhm.
So, if you're interested in that, you can call 417-532-3040. And they've got lots of stuff going on, so I'm sure you could probably call and be like, hey, I can help these days. Just kind of give them their schedule, and I'm sure they'll plug you in anywhere needed.
Right. And, the cool thing about the Hughes Center is, this is a place where seniors, older people, can go and actually socialize with,
Yes.
people their own age, with their peers.
Mhm.
And they've got all different kinds of programs over there that are available. So, yeah, if you'd like to give your time and volunteer over at the youth center, I'm sure, as Dakota said, they can put you to work.
They will. They will. What else you got? What do you want to do? What do you want to do, Patty?
Well, we have some guests.
We
here
do. I'm excited
today.
about it.
Yeah, Reba Green and David Green with Reba's Family Care. They are here with us today. And we were talking before we got started. And, Reba actually got started in this business, on this journey after a family emergency, correct?
Yes, that's right, Patty. Thanks for having us on here. So I started my company, Reba's Family Care. It's an in-home healthcare company back in 2009 because my grandfather got sick, and I was in college at the time in the reserves, and he came to live with my parents. So it only seemed, logical. They were working, that I stepped up and helped in those gaps. And so that's what I did. Prior to that, I had never even really thought, what happens? I was a young kid. What happens whenever a family member gets sick, grandma, grandpa, or even your parents? We all know about nursing homes, but what other options were there? And this opened my eyes to it. And before I knew it, my whole path and career had changed, and I found that I had a heart for serving others, and in-home health care is where I was led to.
Now, Reba's Home Care provides some pretty unique services because it's not just go in, help them change clothes, help them take a shower, that type of thing. You guys do so much more for your clients.
That's right, Patty. When families call me, first off, no one ever calls me with experience with this kind of company, right? Everyone that calls me is in a state of emergency in some way. And so, the whole question is, what do you guys do? What will you do for grandma or grandpa, And I always tell them, what we do is we just try to be the hands and feet to give them the options to choose where to spend their golden years. We want to give them the freedom to choose to stay home. And if that means assisting them some physically, we have many clients that are bedbound, they've had strokes or other things that have limited them. So we physically help them with mobility, transferring to their wheelchair or to the toiletry care, those kind of things, to the bathrooms and showers. But we also have clients that, they don't need as much physical care. They're just, time has caught up with them and they need some assistance. And so that's what we're there, to assist them just so they can easily stay home. And while we're there, we're going to help with house cleaning, meal prep, medication reminders. But we're also going to do the extra things because, it's not just about keeping grandma and grandpa healthy and safe. Let's also happiness, A lot of times something happens, someone gets sick or hurt, and all of a sudden all these limits are upon them. So they almost stop living. They give up, it's become too hard. So they become prisoners in their own home. So our goal is to try to keep their golden years as happy and fulfilling as possible. We have clients that, of course, we take them to their doctor's appointments. We help with transportation with that. But also we have ladies that have weekly standing hair appointments that we make sure they make, and the fellas that still want to meet their friends. Yes, they've had a stroke, but that doesn't mean they don't want to meet their buddies at the coffee shop every morning. Now, their own kids, they're in the midst of their careers. They can't do that. It's just not feasible. And they wouldn't ask them anyways. And that's where we come in. We make sure that those things can still happen, and they don't have to just say, all right, everything's gotten harder. I can't do what I used to be able to do. So maybe it's time for me to move to a facility, get rid of the family farm. No, if you want to choose to stay home, we want to make that dream possible.
Now, I understand you actually took a client on a plane trip.
Yes, we did. We have a saying, at Reba's Family Care, we treat your family like our own. And that is true. You cannot do this kind of job and not become part of their lives. So whenever we have clients that have important family things come up, big monumental moments like a wedding. We had a client, her niece was getting married, and we'd been with the client for quite a while, several years. She had a stroke, and she just didn't see this as a possibility at all. Going to the doctor's appointments was a struggle with her husband. Because let's face it, a lot of people, whenever something happens, age is a factor, and your spouse is also, they may be healthier, but, they're not necessarily a young chicken per se. So it just didn't seem like a thing that she was going to get to do. And so we talked about it, and I knew this was important to her. And I said, we are going to get you to your niece's wedding. And so we did. I mean, it was February, and it was snowing, and it was cold. But we got her to the airport. I helped her get on the plane. We got all the way to Chicago. And I won't say that it was a smooth, easy trip, but we got her done. And that's the goal. You know, it's not always easy. It never is. But it's possible. And I know everyone thinks that the world is set up to accommodate, like ADA is everywhere, and people are, you know, open-minded and aware to limits. And there's lots of people that want that, and they think that is the goal. But unfortunately, that's just not the reality of how life is. Mm-hmm. And so we take those limits and we find ways around them. So yes, she got to go to her niece's wedding, and we got back home safely, and she still talks about it, and that was in 2020. So
Wow, that is awesome. Well, Reba's Family Care is located where?
okay, so our office is centralized in Conway, Missouri. That's where my husband and we have a small farm outside of Conway, and that's where we live. But we service Laclede and surrounding counties. So we have clients all the way in Camden County, and then we have them in Webster County, you know. So we don't limit so much on our area just being Laclede. We help the surrounding counties as well.
Oh, that is great. And I understand you guys actually do help with meal planning and grocery shopping and some of the day-to-day things that are so important.
Yes, because, I mean, those are the things that, it's the little things that begin to add up that really make someone realize my life has become a little unmanageable, okay? So it's the little things that we do that makes it a little more manageable. You know, we'll sit down, we'll go through, make sure we're going to be the ones planning the meals, so we need to make sure we're doing the grocery shopping. We need to, you know, make a menu for everyone. That way also they know they're in on the choices of your food. It's not just me coming in saying, this is what you're having this week, you know. No, here's what you have, what would you like me to make, and we make a plan for them so that they can have something to look forward to. A lot of our clients, you know, they do pretty good on their own in the evenings when they don't, you know, they're not having to cook or do any cleaning. You know, all the duties are done for the day. They're just relaxing and then going to put themselves to bed. A lot of our clients do well with that. But what they need us for is we'll get there from the time they get up in the morning, make sure they get breakfast, dressed, hygiene care, beds are made, cleaned, house is clean, you know, lunch, same thing. Going through all those normal routines, things you and I take for granted about doing. That's what we do for them. And then many of them, we even, you know, we'll be there for about 9 hours or so. So we'll prepare supper so that they can easily have something besides a microwavable dinner, you know. Put together a casserole, have it made up, and then they can just heat that up. It's homemade as opposed to a frozen dinner, you know, so.
Well, that is great. You accept long-term care insurance and private pay, correct?
That's correct, Patty. So we don't accept Medicaid or Medicare because what we offer is extended in-home care services. So we don't go in for 1 or 2 hours. Our clients, they primarily need us for 8 or more hours, some of them even 24 hours, so that their family or whoever their primary caregiver is can go to work or have a break of some sort. So at this time, we accept most long-term care insurances and private pay.
And if a person is interested in hiring you to do the job, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so if they would just give me a call, Reba Green, 417-664-0760. They can also find us on Facebook, Reba's Family Care. Send us a message. We'd be happy to talk. Generally what the process is, because like I stated earlier, most people call me in a state of emergency. You know, something's happened, grandma's in the hospital, and they're releasing her, and we've got to get plans set up at home, you know. It's best if you find yourself in that situation, try to give me a call more than 48 hours before grandma's coming home, because it is a process. So what normally happens, someone calls me, we set up a time to make a care plan, we'll set a schedule for them, and we meet, and then we go from there so that they are ready once they come home.
All right. All right, there you go. If you're interested in retaining Reba's services, it's Reba's Family Home Care, or Family Care, I'm sorry. It's Reba's Family Care, 417-664-0760. Give them a call. Thank you very much, Reba.
Thank you, Patty, for having us. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so Daryl, we got the perfect job for you here.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Galleria
yeah.
family is looking for a sales associate. What do you think?
Good customer service skills, organized,
Okay.
eager to learn. Yes, yeah.
Okay, there you go. Phew.
Yeah. So
competitive
there's a lot of
wages,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's awesome. We have business is obviously going well. We think they're located in historic downtown Lebanon, Missouri. So yeah, there is a their call out. So if you're interested in potentially getting into that field of retail, stop by and talk to the folks over at Galleria
All right.
and be a part of their family. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
That's Galleria Fine Jewelry right in downtown Lebanon. If you're looking to become a sales associate there, they are definitely looking for you. Real quick here, we're got about 1 minute left. For individuals who are looking to be part of a much bigger organization in bringing their business to the forefront,
yeah.
Chamber of Commerce is the way to go.
Chamber membership. We have information. You can contact us. Probably call us. We stop by. We've got the brochures. We've got it on our website, LebanonMissouri.com, and take a look at that. We probably had 3 inquiries and a couple memberships this week. So there is always a time to look and see how you could position your business and take advantage of like a membership with the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce. It's going to continue to do that. Sometimes it's just being able to be around other business owners and do some of that networking. Sometimes it's taking advantage of Chamber Talk Radio that we have, and like David and Reba did today. There's just some multiple values in that. So give us a call. Dakota will answer that phone, or I will answer that phone if we're here. I'm here or she's there. Call, stop by, send us an email. We will answer that and give you that information, and it's very affordable. I think at one time we've looked at it, it's about $18, $19 a month, so it's less than your garbage bill.
There you go.
Yeah, so get part of that and be a part of the process of being a chamber member.
Absolutely. And the number here is 417-588-3256. Thank you all very much, David. Reba, thank you for coming in and visiting with us today. As always, the beautiful, talented Dakota
Daryl.
Hendricks.
Oh, I thought you were going to
And
talk about me
Daryl.
at that
Yeah.
point, but no.
Our surprise
you, Patty.
guest, Daryl Pollock.
You're
Thank you all
awful.
for joining us today. Chamber Talk is brought to you by the
That's
Lebanon
good.
Area Chamber of Commerce and Local Make Sense, and by Regional Radio KJEL. Have a great day.